happened in the evening when you started to fade away. Now my heart says you're leaving. I hope to see you again someday. Why did it have to happen? Why did it end this way? You know I miss you every moment. Doesn't matter if it's night, doesn't matter if it's day. I can't stop the pain inside. This is a last goodbye.
President Trump has restored the idea of America.
Keep America great! Exclamation point.
The Dow Jones made history today, closing over 26,000 points for the first time.
This is a standout report.
He's going to bring all these jobs back. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? What magic wand do you have?
Hand me down the walking cane. Hand me down my hand. I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. The collusion delusion is over. You're fake news. Unbelievable. So dishonest.
Mr. President. Mr. President. Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President. Mr. President, are you...
That's enough. Put down the mic. So much
Thank you,
winning.
Reverend John.
Every day is NASCAR.
Seems to come out right.
Donald Trump, keeper of promises.
Man, all it means is just keeping time. Around the world, did he learn that? Oh, no. I am with you. I will fight for you. And I will win for you. America is winning again. With your help on November 3rd, 2020, can you believe? It's right around the corner. So you ready? Let's go. Let me hear it. Make America great again. Thank you, Texas. Thank you. Goodbye, Hillary. Bye.
Oh, we're here. We're here. It's 4 o'clock. Everything's been jumbled around, but 4 o'clock until further notice. Thank you, Wuhan virus. It's all for the Wuhan virus. My whole schedule, everything's been flip-flopped. So, at a moment's notice, too. Other than that, how are you doing, Sandra?
I am doing well, thank you. I'm doing well. I know due to your job, we had to shuffle our time around, but welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. Happy Tuesday.
Yes, happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, everything's good. It's not going to be bad. I mean, just got to have common sense, wash your hands, avoid sick people, avoid crowds, and everything will be fine. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And, you know, it's a really good time to have some positive thinking. And, you know, we actually get to be, I know this is going to be a pain in the butt, and I'm sure I won't say anything say the same thing next week by the same time, but I'm actually really happy I get to hang out with my kids. I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping that my husband, you know, he'll get a little bit of time off too. It's like a mandatory vacation or staycation. Remember in Obama years We had to do staycations because we couldn't afford to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, now we need to do a staycation, and I think it's going to give everyone an opportunity to just unplug a little, be with the family. For those of you that did a crappy job raising your kids, now you're stuck with them for a while. See what the teachers and everyone else has to go through. Maybe you'll step your game up. The teachers get to, everybody, it's just a reset time, So I think it's all about our attitude. We have a positive mental attitude and be a blessing to those around us. Or you could choose being miserable. I mean, today I'm happy I have my kids. Tomorrow might be different. I'm a chick. I have that right to change my mind.
Well, we have RM Johns. Hey, we have Tigress
and
out
Tigress.
there. Yep. I know the time change is going to throw off some of the people that are normally here, but apologies, nothing I can do about it. The whole world's gone crazy.
We're doing, hey, that's all.
What's that?
Completely nuts. That's
yes.
right.
Yes, and don't hoard food, people.
Sure.
Don't go buy 4, hams and 12 gallons of milk. Come on. Oh, the president sent out that tweet. Stop hoarding food.
It really is insane. I mean, there was a few things I wanted. I just wanted some rice, and then I needed cabbage for today's dinner. And I went and I couldn't believe people's carts. And then the store manager, I like him. His name is Alfredo. And he was loading toilet paper. I said, ooh, I should put it on Facebook. There's TP here. His face, he was so horrified. He was like, what? I said, I'm kidding. Oh, man.
Well, in
it's crazy.
About a week, you'll be able to find toilet paper in 2 seconds. Every store will be overstocked with toilet paper. It'll be in the aisles. It'll be everywhere. In the front of the store, they'll be trying to get rid of it in 2 weeks. Because everybody's got way too much.
Yeah, people are going nuts. Jenna, she works in the deli at Tony's, and she went in last night, and there were 40 people waiting, and it never slows down. She was like, this is insane. And when I went there this morning, are there 15 people waiting at 8 in the morning? I was shocked. I'm like, okay, relax, people.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's getting a little insane. But unfortunately,
that's why we're here.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's to be expected.
What were you going to say? Unfortunately, what?
Well, the media kind of overhyped this thing, and don't get me wrong, it is dangerous to get it, especially if you're older or have underlying health issues. Mm-hmm. It's dangerous to get it, but it got just a little crazy there. I think the media 100% contributed to the craziness. So, but
absolutely. Thank God for our fellow patriots, because last week I said to them, a couple of our friends in the Telegram room, I'm like, man, I had Fox News on all day. I usually don't have the TV on, but for some reason I had it on. I was feeling all like a little crazy. Like I didn't give into it, but I felt so uncomfortable in my own skin. I was like, this could really freak someone out if they don't know any better. So really, you just watching, it's true. Everyone's just listening and copying, and oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. But anyway, go ahead, Phil. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's quite all right. And, who knows what's going to happen here. A lot of the industries are going to be hurt, and I see Moscow Mitch 4 say no socialist bailouts for corporations, but I don't mind loans. If they're going to get a loan and pay it back just to get by for right now, that's fine. But I think Trump is leaning toward the side of tax cuts for right now. Let's get some tax cuts through. Let's get even 100% tax cut right now just to get you through this the next couple months. Then that's fine too, because actually taxation is theft anyway.
But Phil, here's the thing. What happens? I think this is the slow death of the Fed, because if you think about it, how are you going to actually get rid of payroll taxes and have the people of the entire country be okay with going back? Like, that's going to be a $200 a week increase. Just saying off the top of my head, right? So a week, that could be, so that changes someone's lifestyle from $300 to $600, $800 extra a month. Like, is this the way Trump is going, so that we can get rid of the Fed? I just think, I don't know if you think I'm crazy, but it's going to be, I can't imagine taking that money away from the citizens after giving it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll see. It'd be nice if the Fed was dismantled at this point, but we'll just see. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Nobody knows what's going to happen.
Did the Senate? Yeah, did they vote today?
I thought they were going to, but as long as nothing's slipped in there, a whole lot of pork, like they wanted to slip in there for all kinds of things like abortions and things like that, you can't allow that. That has nothing to do with the Wuhan virus. So
yeah, even Joy Reid, who I never thought in a million years would say something positive, she's like, there's nothing should be in there except for Corona.
Right.
She's like, that's uncalled for. I was like, wow, that's a little impressive there, Joy. Thank you.
Yeah, now's not the time to slip in all of your wish list,
Yeah.
And the abortion thing, people picked up on that quick, but the House had them vote so quickly that nobody even read the bill. A few Republican congressmen that voted against it said that they voted against it because they couldn't even read it. they had no time to read it. So, yeah, we got to stop doing that.
How typical.
It should be a simple bill. It shouldn't be 1,000 pages. It should be fairly straightforward and simple so that people can go, okay. No, but they slip so many things in there. Slip their wish list in there that it becomes a giant bloated bill so that you don't have time to read it. That way they can slip these things in.
Right.
So, but stay calm, stay rational. I stole that from Boogie, I think. But you got to stay calm, be rational, and, help your neighbors. That's for sure. So,
yeah, absolutely. Oh, there's something I did want to say to everybody. Have some cash on hand. There may be a possibility. What happens if we go offline? And don't have big bills. Have little bills, because they've been taught Common Core math, so you can't put too much on them. You know what I'm saying? But if the internet were to, for some crazy reason, go down, you need to be able to get gas and whatever else you might need. I just want to put that out there. That's my public service announcement.
So there you go.
There you go. So we got a walk away today. What are we going to do? Who are we watching?
I got a couple of them here, but we'll do this one first. This one is, and you can hear the music.
Right, so
I got it going. But this one is, with Democrats, nothing got better. So this is somebody who walked away from the Democrat Party, realized that nothing ever gets better.
This video for the Walk Away campaign, and I used to be a liberal. I voted for Obama back in 2008. I was in college. I didn't really know any better, and I'm a minority. I know I don't always look like it. People usually assume that I'm white. but I am actually a first generation American. I'm Hispanic. I learned Spanish simultaneously while I learned English. My parents are from Argentina. My father's from Argentina, and my mom's from Ecuador. Um, and I have become very outspoken as of this last year for conservative politics. The reason being because after a lifelong experience of being liberal, I realized that it hasn't helped. I'm from New Jersey, as you can probably see by my shirt. I have a lot of New Jersey pride, but I've noticed that we've had Democrats in control of our state for my entire life almost, and nothing has gotten better. They keep promising that they're going to give us more money to solve our issues, but that never fixes anything. The schools that were bad when I was a little kid are still bad now, 30 something years later. Um, I'm also a military vet, and I was in active duty service when Obama was president, and I saw how bad the military was being run. I saw the low morale. I do not like anything that has happened from the Democrat Party, and so I've realized that even though speaking out for conservative values is controversial, it's the right thing to do. We have the more intelligent ideas, but it's not always emotionally appealing on the surface, and that's why it's so hard to speak about these things. But I'll give you an example. So we recently had the Supreme Court decision about the Christian cake baker who decided to deny a wedding cake for a gay couple, and I remember as soon as the incident first happened, there was a New Jersey lesbian couple that owns a t-shirt shop, and they went on the news and they said that they support this Christian baker, not because they support discrimination based on a person, but they do support the right of a product owner, a store owner, to say what a person can and cannot do with their product. So they said, for example, if somebody came into our store and wanted to have a t-shirt printed out for some kind of anti-LGBTQ rally, they would like to have the right to say no. But on the surface, it's tough to understand why that's such an important right. The leftists want us to believe that this is all about anti-LGBTQ or that everything that's conservative is racism, but I'm a testament against that. Like I said, I'm Hispanic, but I support Trump. I support all of his policies. I love the way the country has been turning around in this past year. So, once upon a time, I was a liberal too, and I love this movement. I hope it grows, and we need more people that are diverse to speak out. I myself have actually also created a Facebook page as well because I want our voices to be magnified so that people know it's not a taboo to support conservative values.
Hey, Wayne Wiley, welcome aboard. So, what do you think of that one?
Oh, I thought that was good.
That's pretty cool. He's, for the rights of people to sell what they want to whom they want.
Yeah, and the thing that I liked about that, not everyone says that. He actually came with, specific, here's how to educate. And I also like that he talked about the military. That's important too, because he actually got to see, because he was a part of it. So I think that says a lot also. So those were two really good points.
Definitely were.
I liked it.
Yeah, well, common sense
and
is starting
to... I'm from Jersey.
Common sense is starting to creep in with people because it's overdone with the wokeness. You saw that in the UK with that wave election, which we're hoping for here, where the woke lost big, right?
Yeah.
In the UK, they lost big. And they ran on this exact platform of, well, look at Joe Biden. The first thing he said on the travel ban from China that Trump put in place in, I think it was January, was he's xenophobic. No, it's just common sense. You have a out-of-control virus in Wuhan, China. You have to stop travel coming into your country. It's just common sense. common sense doesn't mean you're a racist or a bigot, but it gets turned into that by the left. And it's pretty sad.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, but I agree with you. I was telling you before we started, I went to vote today, and I talked to 5 Democrats, and I was out there for an hour and a half. And I think one of the things, there were 2 that were talking, and then there were 3 observing.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3, when the conversation ended, they were like, all we ever hear is liberal. And I'm like, yeah, you know, of course it's Illinois, but the Republicans we're not speaking up enough. You know, I think that's something, but I will say they were open. Those 2 that were engaging in the conversation, it was awesome because they were there for a judge, a Democratic judge. And I started the conversation with, that doesn't seem right. Shouldn't it be a constitutional judge, not a Democrat judge? And that started the conversation. They were like, well, yeah. And I'm, you know, so we went from there. They were open because things don't seem right. So yes, this is definitely the time. It's good. People are opening up. I did ask them, I was being a smart ass at one point. I said, you're not embarrassed to say that they were Democrats? Oh, it was cute though. They took it well, but I kind of said it funny too. And they did talk about like Trump and how he speaks. And I was like, you know, do you want someone that's straight to the point and tells you the truth? Or would you rather have someone that says everything you want to hear and does the complete opposite behind your back?
Right. Exactly.
Like, oh. I said, who do you know, so that was, and we're Twitter friends now. So I'm hoping, you know, as I start tweeting with them, we welcome them in our community.
Well, that's perfect.
We might have a couple walkaways on our hands.
That's a perfect example of what we were saying the first few weeks of the show, was that not all Democrats are liberals. A lot of them are working class people that are not getting the information from the media. They're getting misinformation constantly. Yeah. Perfect example is New York Times. I think it was Mara Gay, I think is her name, who stated that Trump told the governors they're on their own for respirators and just too bad, you know, figure it out on your own. That's not exactly what happened on the phone call. See, she left out the first part of the conversation or the statement Trump made, which makes a huge difference. But she got caught in another lie, but they don't care. They just push it out there. If it's a lie and people will believe it, see that what they're relying on is the first few thousand people that read that tweet are going to retweet it and say, look what Trump's doing. See?
Yeah.
And then, you know, those 1,000 reach 10 people each, say. Now you're multiplying fast on a false tweet. That's what they're hoping for.
Yeah. Yep. And it's working.
Even though she knew it wasn't true, she put it out there anyway.
There should be consequences to that. But I mean, thank you, Obama, for making that legal.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because that's what he did. He made it legal.
Unfortunately. So, you've got another walkaway video. You want to do another one?
Yeah. They're interesting.
Yes, they are. This one's about voter fraud. But remember what we said about voter fraud here. We're not going to, you know, after election day say it was voter fraud. No, we have to do the work. We have to get out there. We have to get things done. And right now, I know it's tough to get out there because of all the bans on gatherings and things like that. In fact, in New York, they've closed all bars, restaurants, and movie theaters until further notice. So it's going to be tough to get the word out there. But we've got the memes at Winning TV R on Twitter. You got plenty of time now, most of you, to retweet those memes. I have not updated them. That's my fault. Just been really busy with the time flip and everything like that. on my part with jobs flipping all over the place at the last minute, but I will get those memes done.
Right.
But there are over 100 out there now that you can retweet. You know, you can do a lot of stuff from your computer or phone right now to get a jump on this, because when this blows by in a month or two, we'll have a lot of catching up to do on the outside. But now while you're inside, we can make up some ground on retweeting memes and getting the work done to try to flip some Democrats, because we need them to vote for Republican congressmen and senators, right?
Yes, correct. We need a red wave. And the reason we need the red wave is we need our health insurance fixed. We need to win back the House. So we have the House and the Senate. We need to go red just so we can spend the next 4 years of being productive, or 2 years, really I would like the 4, to be productive. Nothing gets done. It's a constant battle when, you know, and I don't want impeachment every 8 months.
Right.
You know, so it is imperative. There's so many reasons we need to go red all the way down.
Absolutely.
You know, it's important for our country.
Right. Yeah. The first month after if Trump wins re-election, I'm saying if, because we do have to do the work. If Trump wins re-election and we don't have the House, they're going to impeach him immediately. They're going to go right for it immediately. Yep. So.
And it's going to be constant. It's not going to stop. So it is. We have to do our part. We have to do our part. I'm telling you.
So this one is, I was infuriated by Democrat voter fraud. But remember, we're not going to rely on voter fraud.
This is my walk.
We're going to win, and win big this time, because we're all going to put in at least 15 minutes to do something, right?
Yep.
The first thing I need to tell you about me is that I am a veteran. And having served my country is the thing that I am most proud of that I have done in my life. So when I got out of the Army in 1986, I moved here to North Carolina, and there was a state race that I was interested in. And in North Carolina, if you want to vote in the primaries in a Democratic race, you have to be registered as a Democrat. So I went ahead and registered as a Democrat. And I have always voted for the person, not the party. So about mid-90s, when Hillary Clinton made her comment about the vast right-wing conspiracy, I was really upset by that, because it was not a vast right-wing conspiracy. It was stuff that was really going on, and I felt like she was just trying to blow some smoke. So I went and registered as an independent, because I just didn't really feel good about the Democratic Party at that time. So fast forward to 2016, and I want to vote in the Republican primaries because I really like Dr. Ben Carson. So, and since I'm registered as an independent, independents are allowed to vote in the Republican primaries in North Carolina. So, no problem, right? Wrong. When I get to the polls, I find out, after having gone to register as an independent in the mid-90s, somehow I'm registered as a Democrat. I am infuriated, because I look at this ballot and my choices are Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, a criminal and a socialist. Listen, I had a NATO secret security clearance. I know what punishment she should face for the mishandling of classified information. I couldn't vote for either one of them. I wrote on my ballot, in good conscience, I cannot vote for either one of the candidates, and gave it back to the people sitting at the desk. The next day, I went and registered as a Republican, because I really feel like what the Democratic Party is doing to our country is divisive. It's tearing our country apart, and I've been a victim of their voter fraud. So I have decided to walk away from all things Democrat, and I will no longer vote for the person not the party, because I feel like right now, in order to take our country back and keep it safe from the crazy liberals, we have to vote Republican.
Wow, she said exactly what we've been saying. Thank you.
I know, right? That's what I was like.
That
I was like,
perfect.
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. We've been saying you got to vote Republican. You got to, even if you have to hold your nose, you got to, because my goodness, even if a Democrat, for instance, in my district, District 22 in New York, Brindisi ran on, I'm not Pelosi's puppet. Well, guess what? Over 90, it's higher than 90%. I don't know the exact figure. He voted with Nancy Pelosi. He lied, flat out lied to the voters in this district. And now I think he's going to pay a price.
He better.
Yes.
He better pay a price. You know, here's the thing I don't understand, because in my, although I have to say, like, when I go in to vote, you don't have to show your ID, but I do anyway, because I just feel like it's the right thing to do. And they asked me, are you Democrat or Republican? And I can make my choice right there, whichever way I want to go.
We're working on a 2008.
But I don't understand, why isn't everybody on the same one? Why do I have to declare to you what my affiliation is? Why can't you just give me one ballot and I choose off that ballot? I don't understand why there's separate ones for the separate parties. That's the thing that I don't understand that at all.
Right. I hear you. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, it really does not. It forces you. It's just insane.
We got a little funny clip for the Wuhan virus here from Something Wicked. You ready for this one? I thought I'd throw some fun in there today.
Yeah, we need some fun.
Oh.
So we didn't see anything. Oh, there it is.
There it is. It's a little bit behind.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that's okay. We're a little, the feed comes out a little after we hear it.
Okay.
So
that was great. People laughing.
Yes, we need more of that. So
yes,
I'll try to find a couple more as we go along.
Right.
Rusty asked about the show time. Everything's been flipped around. We're 4 p.m. until further notice because of the Wuhan virus has flipped everybody's life around in New York. So New York State, yeah, we're a mess right now. Thanks to Cuomo and the Democrats that run the state. Oh, here, I found a good walkaway. Here we go. Americans, let me get it up there. Trump wants Americans to be rich. Oh, that's different. And this one is a walkaway Blexit video.
I was a big Bernie Sanders fan, just like everybody else. Everybody loved Bernie Sanders. Everybody believed in what he was doing. I mean, he hyped everybody up. He was even my man crush Monday. I mean, I got the receipts. I can go check it out. But everything that they were saying about Donald Trump, I would hear it in the news, and it was just reckless. And I just didn't want him to become president. And I just didn't understand how America was allowing someone like him to become president. I'm like, if he's so bad, then why is they allowing this? And then Hillary Clinton, even though her stuff was a secret, I just did not trust that bitch. I just did not trust her. I mean, it's just something about her. It's just something in my soul didn't sit right. Something in my heart didn't sit right. And I just did not trust that bitch. I mean, and then come to find out that she be raping children, eating children. The list goes on. And then the body count that's connected to her, yo. it's like up in the 50s. That's most.
I did not pre-watch this video, so if you disagree with something, well, she's got an opinion on it. That's all I'll say. It's
That's
funny.
right.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people trust Hillary Clinton, but this is great.
Fingers and toes than I got on my whole body. Excuse me for yelling at y'all. I don't mean excuse me. Excuse me. Anyway, back to the election. So I just didn't trust Hillary or Donald Trump. And then all of a sudden, Bernie Sanders get kicked out of the race. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to pay attention to the election. America's failing us. I'm not going to pay attention. But when I would watch the news, the lunacy of the people on the news, I mean, they were going so crazy over Donald Trump. And they were talking about him so much that I was like, you know what? Let me tune in. Let me tune into what he's talking about. So I ended up watching the first debate. And when I watched the first debate, they asked him a question about Black people. And he answered this question like I've never seen anyone answer it. And it's not about anyone running for president. It's about Bill Clinton. Like, even the way Bill Clinton talked about Black people, I never heard nobody talk about Black people the way he talked about Black people. And it showed me that he understood our struggle. Am I saying he's not racist? Am I not saying he had his racist tendencies? I think that he does. But I think Donald Trump is a man that wants America to be rich. And the only way America can be rich is if he make everybody rich. It's not just a select few. He wants to build the whole body up and make it strong. And that's what he's about. And that's what he showed me in that last election. In the first debate. And when I watched that first debate, I'm like, oh, wait, this is not the man that they've been showing me. This is not the man that they were talking about. So I ended up going back to his old speeches and watching them all the way through and investigating for myself. And what I saw was a totally different man. Yeah, I seen the crazy stuff that he was saying. Excuse me. I don't agree with everything that he says, but there is some stuff that I do. But amongst all
we're
that,
working on a 2008.
he was speaking about saving us. He was speaking about bettering us and trying to show us this corrupt system. And it blew my mind to know that I was so blind. And to know that sometimes when you hear these people yelling, they're just misinformed. And the thing is, it's going to be hard to wake people up to what's going on. Because before I woke up to who Donald Trump was, there were people on my Facebook, and it was like, if you don't agree with Donald Trump, then erase me. I was like, bloop, delete. Because at the time, I didn't know no better. And now I ended up saying the same spiel on my Facebook, and people deleted me. And that's just what it had to be. Until they wake up and understand the true nature of what's going on in America, and they'll never understand. And we can't shake them awake. We can't be like, wake the fuck up. We can't do that. We have to wake them up with knowledge. We have to baby feed. We have to spoon feed these people. And we have to say, prove us wrong. Prove us wrong. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Now, I will say, if you're debating the left on Twitter, don't bother. You're just wasting your time. They come back at you with, F Trump, or, they come at you with a bunch of talking points from MSLSD. It's just a waste of your time.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to listen.
Total.
And they never answer it. You'll notice right away, because they never answer a question that you pose to them. They deflect to something else. Remember this time Trump did this? Wait, let's get back to my question. You didn't answer it. Yeah, but remember that time Trump did this? Or they come back with grab him by the what, right?
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
You can never get a straight answer, so don't waste your time. Move on. There are Democrats out there that are reasonable, that will listen, that you can convert like Sandra did today. She potentially converted up to five today.
Hoping. I told them to research. That's the one thing I said. You can, everything I've said to you, you can research and find out for yourself.
That's right.
And dig. Don't accept what they're giving you because they like to give tiny little clips. But I have to be honest with you. I think the one absolutely.
Well, Sandra, you're cutting out a little bit.
I don't understand, Phil, is how, and maybe I haven't done my research, but how do they call him a racist? I mean, in all honesty, that is the one that, out of all the stories, that's the one that blows my mind that I do not understand at all. Because before he became president, they had rap songs. You know, everybody loved Mr. Trump.
Right.
You know, and then all of a sudden he becomes president and he's a racist. And I don't understand that. I don't know where they get it from.
Well, RM John says in the chat.
That's the one thing we love to hold on to.
RM John says they resort to name calling. So the people
conversation.
The people that resort to name calling, that's just a waste of time, right, Sandra?
It's crazy.
Oh, I don't think you can hear me. Can you hear me? Sandra, can you hear me? Okay.
I don't know what happened to my Can you hear me, Phil?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. Well, RM John said they resort to name calling, and usually you can tell right off the bat if it's worth your time or not, because the first thing they'll do is start with the name calling, call you a racist, a Nazi, or whatever. Start with the name calling on Trump. Just move on. It's a waste of time because they're just left-wing trolls out there. Now, remember, the Democrats, you got to remember this, too. The Democrats hired a troll army for Twitter to correct the record. Remember that? I almost want to say that it was on the Daily Boogie. He found an article talking about how the Democrats were investing money into a troll. No, they called it a troll. They weren't a troll army. They were out to stop the trolls, meaning us. So you'll know right away that they call you a Russian bot or whatever, because they're out there hired by the DNC to keep spreading the propaganda. So it's just you're wasting your time. They usually have a very few followers, a very new account. Don't waste your time with them. Right?
Yeah. Okay. You're right. You're absolutely right.
And I forgot about that until we started bringing this up today. That was on the Daily Boogie about 6 months ago, I want to say, that the Democrats were hiring people to fight Trump trolls. So, yeah, what they're really doing is hiring a troll army of trolls to go out and just name call. So.
Wow.
But you can convert people like Sandra did today, people. You can do it.
Well, I think now's a good time as any because people are like, what is going on? And don't forget, old boy there in California talking about Trump did a good job with this. I mean, that came out of Newsom. It came out of his own mouth. He could not argue with the way President Trump has been handling things. So that, I think, has kind of opened up some people. Like, what? A Democratic governor said something positive? Okay. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Well, now he's got a lot of leftists that are mad at him. But that's the way it is. If you don't agree with them 100%, the people they are calling fascist, they are actually the fascists. So it's kind of interesting dynamic with the left.
Yeah, because they're all about projection.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's crazy.
We got another United spot.
Really
Why don't we play that one? I got not another United spot, but I've got one.
All right.
This
check
one
it out.
is the master plan is what it's called. So let's see what it is. Looks like a new one.
Trump, you have infected the entire country. Yep, it's all your fault, Trump. My fellow Americans, is it coincidence that just when the economy is booming, the stock market is setting record highs, we are winning the trade wars, school shootings have stopped, and our nation is at peace? And it looks like I'm a sure bet for re-election after fending off 3 years of investigations and impeachment. Then all of a sudden, world crisis, pandemic, stock market tumbles, companies are laying off employees, everything is closed and canceled, etc., etc. etc., my ass. This is all your fault, Trump. Yeah, look at what you've done to our country, jerk. Now, they say there are a couple ways a president doesn't win re-election. Those are an unpopular war or a poor economy. I can't help but think there is something logic going on here driving this sudden outbreak right after I beat an impeachment. Ha! Especially the fact that it originated in China, who we are in a global trade war with, brought on by me. I am sure China doesn't want 4 more years of me either. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it all seems rather convenient for the nations and opponents of myself and economy 5 months before an election. Couldn't have hit at a more perfect time. A perfect time? Is this your new excuse, Mr. Poopy Pants? Huh? I told you, you will be forever impeached. Yeah, Trump. Nobody's buying your sob stories anymore. With the Democrats running out of campaign talking points in light of no school shootings, no migrant caravans at the southern border, fighting in Syria winding down, North Korea not firing missiles, and me beating a sham impeachment, the coronavirus gave them one last Hail Mary to try and point fingers at me with the clock winding down on 2020. You've done it to yourself, Trump. Now it's time to pay the consequences. Yeah, Trump, you started all of this. Now we're gonna finish it. Yeah, and now we're gonna finish it. This is almost the perfect fascist playbook. Control the population with fear-mongering and panic. Control the media and propaganda. And the fan favorite, disarm the population. What the hell is he talking about? Just your typical Trump hate speech. Yeah, he's over there. He's like, oh, I'm Donald Trump. Please, America, feel sorry for me. The Democrats are hurting my feelings. You know, you brought this on yourself, Trump. You brought this on yourself, and it's over. Yeah, Trump, you're not getting reelected. It's over. I guess I'm a skeptic. Sorry, but I don't think we're all gonna die. Remember when Ebola was what was going to kill us all? And the media kept showing the piles of body bags that were prepared for the fallout? Then a month later, it was totally forgotten? I wish people could just go about their lives until this plays out. I'll worry when there is a significant death toll, like nearing 1 million or something. A handful of deaths out of 320 million Americans, and we're in a panic, tearing down our society and costing our economy billions in the wake. It all just seems fishy. A little too well timed, if you ask me. Just FYI, anybody who votes for Donald Trump is stupid.
That was hilarious. All right. Hey, Orange Johns, I saw that yes, Newsom, he does just want money. However, I will say this, him wanting the money, we're still going to use his message. It doesn't matter. Like what they mean for their evil, we're going to use to our good. So by him, being a kiss butt just so we could get money, we're still going to be able to use it, even if it's to turn one Democrat to open their eyes to Trump. So I just think it's an opportunity. We're just going to take it. No matter what his reasoning is, it doesn't matter. We're still going to use it to our good. Hey,
That's
Bill.
Right. Hey, I had to run out. The customer pulled in the driveway. I heard them. So, yeah. They had to drop something off. So I told them, just drop it there and ran back in.
No problem. No problem.
Trying to find one more short walk away video. We got about 9 minutes left. The one I had slated was a little too long. Oh, here's one, Kavanaugh.
Okay.
This one should be interesting. Let's see what it is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Kavanaugh. This one should be a good one. Things are flying so fast, I think everybody forgot about Kavanaugh there, what happened to him.
Yeah, indeed.
Now's a good time to remind them.
Hi, my name is Steve, and I walked away years ago. And it was for the same kind of stuff that I see going on right now in our political environment, where a good man is being falsely accused, in my personal belief, completely falsely accused, just because he's going to be a Supreme Court justice of one of the worst things you can ever be accused of doing. It is a sick, sick thing that's going on right now in our country. And this is why I walked away years ago. This kind of stuff, it's been my estimation. I had this talk with my son recently. I said, son, liberals are some of the most racist people you'll ever meet. And I know this from personal experience. Years ago, when I first thought about telling friends I worked with at the time, back when I lived in Arizona, I'm thinking about voting Republican. You know, I like the things they're talking about. I like the platform. I like the idea of being able to cut our taxes and more personal freedom. And that friend who was not black looked at me and said, how could you vote Republican? You're black. And that just told me a lot in and of itself. No, it wasn't the reason I left, but those kinds of things, those little things that I kept watching over and over again, kind of told me what I needed to know. See, when they think they have a lock on you, you're not allowed to leave. And when you've been wronged, as long as you think the way they think, it's okay. But the politics of women's politics, race politics, as long as you agree with them, it's okay. They got your back. But you step off the plantation, you veer too far away from the fold, they got nothing for you. And we're seeing it play out on a national stage in our country. It's sick. I walked away, and I'm glad I did. Thank you guys for your time.
Yeah, I think a lot of people forgot what happened to Brett Kavanaugh there. That was pretty horrible. Wild accusations. It was just insane. I can't remember her name now. Christine Blasey Ford. That it was a pretty good. Yeah. It was a terrible acting job. I'll tell you that. She.
Terrible.
Oh, it was horrible. Couldn't remember
what
anything.
I found amazing about. Yeah, she didn't remember anything. Yeah. Which anyone that has any type of trauma, they remember that. But how is it like President Trump knew to pick Kavanaugh, and Kavanaugh actually had records from when he was young? He had been keeping records. How amazing is that?
I think he knew that before he even nominated him to make sure, because I'm pretty sure that they knew this was going to happen to him. So I think they were one step
he knew
ahead.
As a teenager, this is what he wanted.
Right.
You know, that's what I mean. Like, he knew, this is what I want. And CJ, is it Pearson or Peterson on Twitter? He was like, I would have never thought to take notes, because he wants to do something with his life. So now he's taking notes. And I was like, man, that is incredible.
It was.
It's really good.
But yeah. Like I said, I think they knew beforehand that he had notes. I'm pretty sure they knew. Yeah, that's why they kept pushing forward. Now, most Republican presidents would have ditched him and moved on to somebody else. But that's why I'm pretty sure they had the information in hand. So
Yeah. And they better be ready for the next, one or two coming.
yes.
Because Ruthie, she's probably going to croak right after the election. And then, they're trying to hold out.
Well, we got a couple minutes left here.
I mean, we did that to them.
We got a couple minutes left here, folks. So don't forget to check out tonight. Daily Boogie is on Boogie Bumper. He'll try to black pill you. You'll love him. You'll hate him. You'll keep going back for more. I think he's on at 6 o'clock. His hours are going to change, though, because of daylight savings time. I believe he'll be going on later starting next week. Don't forget Rusty Iceman. He does some random scoping out there. If you see him pop up, check him out. You got the My Favorite Things or Angst and Giggles or whatever she's doing that night on Thursday night at 11. It's up on the screen now. Kimmy Y Censored. Let me see what's in the chest. We might save that until Thursday. Oh, there's nothing in there. So we're going to have to save it till Thursday or even next week. Also, Promises Kept Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. 9 o'clock or a little after 9 is Speakeasy. Pirate Radio Friday night, 11 p.m. Eastern. I know I'm forgetting a whole bunch of people. Oh, UK Neil, Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Trying to think, Tav Show, but they haven't been on in a few weeks. Maybe this week, if you cross your fingers, we'll see Tav Show at 11. Thank you for the ice cream, David 666-1369, and a couple lemons. But we will distribute that chest.
Thank you very much.
Thursday. Hopefully, we get a few more in there on Thursday.
Thank you very much.
Kimmy is on D Live. She was on Periscope here and there, but I think she's sticking to D Live now. So we have to check out D Live for Kimmy.
Like it.
And we may. Eventually, if you're listening on Periscope, we may eventually ditch Periscope. It creates a lot of problems for the stream. I have to constantly monitor it, and it's only Periscope that has so many issues. But in the near future, we may ditch. Everybody else is starting to ditch Periscope because of the issues. And as it gets closer to the election throughout the summer, it's going to get worse on Periscope. So make sure you follow us on D Live at winning_TV. It's been a lot of fun. I know the font is smaller, but D Live is working with everybody. I got a really nice email from them that since we became an affiliate, we can call them. They'll work with us. So hopefully we can get them to work on the font on the chat. I know everybody's put in a request for a larger font. D-Live is a much more friendly environment. So we'll see what happens. But we'll be on Periscope for the time being. But eventually, I think we're all going to have to leave Periscope eventually, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah. Periscope is Twitter, remember?
Will you at least put it on YouTube, like the show? You don't have to live stream it, but upload it so people can watch it on YouTube.
Yes. Well, we live stream to YouTube still too, but like Periscope, eventually YouTube will be booting a lot of conservative shows. We're small enough that we don't hit the needle, but eventually we're gonna. If we get any bigger, they'll boot us too. So we get a lot of copyright strikes, and that's fine. But you can always get a replay on D Live for 3 days. So, did I forget anybody? Any of the scopers out there? I don't think I did.
No, I think what we need to just say is, I would like to say thank you everybody for joining. Please stay positive. If you feel nervous, if you get overwhelmed, just pray about it. We're patriots. We've got each other's backs. So just stay positive, because what we put out there is what we're going to get back. And we just need to stay positive. So thank you, everybody. Hit us up on Twitter. do some retweeting. Have a fantastic Tuesday. All right, Phil, your turn.
I'm distributing rewards now because I threw 100 in there, and a bunch of people donated Don Lemons. So I'm going to distribute the chest anyway. There's 100 in there, so
You are
101.
so nice.
So we'll see who gets it here.
Aw.
Give them a few seconds. But thank you for coming. Sorry about the time change. Nothing I can do. Everything changed, flip-flopped in New York State, so my jobs are flipped around. So thank you for coming, everybody. David, Iceman, RM Johns, Tigress, and wow, Rusty won them all, 101.6.
Nice.
Congratulations, Rusty.
Way to go, Rusty.
All right, folks, we'll see you Thursday at 4 o'clock. Sorry about the time change, but we got to go back, go out to 4 o'clock. Thanks to the Wuhan virus. Check you all out later. Thank you. Thank you for Sandra. Awesome job. Thank you.
You're welcome, Phil. Thank you for having me. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
And how do we do that, Mr. Sixth Grade graduate?
I'm gonna be a double mountain spy.
Thank you, RM John.
Hot dog. That rascal took all of my firewood and built a dam across the cement pond. No.
You must bow down to the almighty bunghole. Oh, you're really taking care of.
What does the Chinese guy say?
Put on your front. Take your money.
A man's home is the castle.
Yeah, and we can watch TV and take a dump there.
Set it, Bell. Take your shoes off. It's all come back now. Here.
China.
Thank God I finally get some time away from the evil monkey in my closet. Remember what William Jennings Bryan said? Fight hard, but fight clean.
This has been a Film Waste presentation.